This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Sunday, the 1st of March, 2015. Welcome along, my friends, to this special report brought to you by Informer News. Coming up in this month's broadcast, more outstanding evidence that humans are on planet Mars as NASA posts shadowed image of a human fixing the Mars rover Curiosity. Also, many whistleblowers reveal the US has bases on Mars, plus also that there is an advanced Martian civilization on the red planet. And NEMESIS, has the gradual disclosure begun, as even the mainstream news media reports on this highly classified subject? Okay, into this month's news. This first report confirms mounting evidence that the US is on planet Mars, and I believe has been for decades. This image was taken by Navcam on board NASA's Mars rover Curiosity on Sol 50 on the 26th of September 2012 at 13:59:04 UTC, showing a shadowed image of a human leaning over the rover and what appears to be him fixing it. This image gives credence to the NASA whistleblower who reported viewing humans on the Martian surface in a live feed in the 70s that I reported on a few weeks back. I'll post the link to this image and a report on this image that appeared in the Daily Mail, dailymail.co.uk, Mail Online, on the 25th of January 2015, titled Life on Mars. Conspiracy theorists go nuts over new NASA photo showing workmen fixing space rover on the red planet. This, I believe, is convincing evidence that the US, with their partners, the Russians, Canadians, the United Kingdom, Italy, Austria and Australia, have a base on Mars and are involved together in a secret space program named Solar Warden. They possess very advanced anti-gravity flying saucer spacecrafts and have bases on up to 6 planets in our solar system, as well as the lunar surface. These crafts can travel the speed of light and have been outside of our solar system. There are many scientists and other workers on the red planet that do interact with an advanced Martian civilization that are small people compared to the giant humans. The US and her partners have been terraforming Mars for decades to make this planet less hostile and more compatible to human life. They now have cities above as well as below the Martian surface, and there are also images of trees growing on the surface of the red planet. The water, which does flow in parts, is mostly trapped below the Martian surface. The US also has jump room technology which enables a human to transport to Mars in a very short period of time. Some reports claim President Obama was seen on the Martian surface in the early 80s. This following report regarding Solar Warden was posted on huffingtonpost.co.uk in 2012, titled Solar Warden, the Secret Space Program by Darren Perks. Since approximately 1980, a secret space fleet codenamed Solar Warden has been in operation, unknown to the public. Is this nonsense? Is it a conspiracy, or is it simply so sensitive that it will cause uproar around the world? These are my own words after conducting research into the secret program whilst conducting an FOI, Freedom of Information request, with the DoD, Department of Defense, in 2010. I had a very unexpected response by email from them which read, "About an hour ago I spoke to a NASA rep who confirmed this was their program and that it was terminated by the President. He also informed me that it was not a joint program with the DoD. The NASA rep informed me that you should be directed to the Johnson Space Center FOIA manager I have run your request to one of our space-related directories, and I'm waiting on one other division with the command to respond back to me. I will contact you once I have a response from the other division. Did NASA refer you to us? The program not only operates classified under the US government, but also under the United Nations Authority. So you might be wondering, how do I know this information? Well, there are a few people and many others that have tried hard to find out the truth and have succeeded by leaked information or simply asking questions, and have government departments slip up and give away information freely. Just like what happened when Darren Perks asked the DoD. One notable contributor is Gary McKinnon. When Gary McKinnon hacked into the US Space Command computers several years ago and learned of the existence of non-terrestrial officers and fleet-to-fleet transfers and a secret program called Solar Warden, he was charged by the Bush Justice Department with having committed the biggest military computer hack of all times and stood to face prison time of up to 70 years after extradition from the UK. But trying Ernest McKinnon in open court would involve him testifying to the above classified facts, and his attorney would be able to subpoena government officers to testify under oath about the Navy's space fleet. To date, the extradition of McKinnon to the US has gone nowhere. McKinnon also found out about the ships or crafts within Solar Warden. It is said that there are approximately 8 cigar-shaped motherships, each longer than 2 football fields end to end, and 43 small scout ships. The Solar Warden Space Fleet operates under the U.S. Naval Network and Space Operations Command, NNSOC, formerly Naval Space Command. There are approximately 300 personnel involved at that facility, with the figure rising. Solar Warden is said to be made up from the US aerospace black projects contractors, but with some contributions of parts and systems by Canada, the United Kingdom, Italy, Austria, Russia and Australia. It is also said that the program is tested and operates from secret military bases such as Area 51 in Nevada, USA. So should we just write this off as utter nonsense? No, we shouldn't. And as time goes on, the truth will slowly come out. Many people around the world are now witnessing crafts moving around in the skies and subspace that completely defy gravity. Whether they are part of the Solar Warden secret space military experimental aircraft or not, thousands of people know what they see. Read about my investigation work here at ufoshropshire.co.uk. In my view, Solar Warden is very real and a very strong possibility. So no, I don't think we should rule it out as complete nonsense. Yes, it's a conspiracy because of all the hype and controversy surrounding the facts and information about the program. Sensitive is an understatement. This program would change the world and our views on space exploration and travel, so no wonder that it would be kept a big secret. We should all keep it in the back of our minds, for now at least. Also, this next report, titled "Two Whistleblowers Independently Report Teleporting to Mars and Meeting Martian Extraterrestrials," was posted on bibliotecapleiades.net by Alfred Libremont Weber on September the 9th, 2009. Two whistleblowers both formerly involved in secret research and development projects undertaken by US defense agencies, have independently verified their secret teleportation to US bases on Mars and to meeting intelligent Martian extraterrestrial life. One of the whistleblowers, Arthur Newman, who until recently referred himself as Henry Deacon for fear of retaliation, was formerly associated with a US government agency. On July the 25th, 2009, at the European Exopolitics Congress in Barcelona, Mr. Newman publicly stated, "There is life on Mars. There are bases on Mars. I have been there." The following day, Mr. Newman participated in Future Talk, a Project Camelot documentary interview in which he provided details of his teleporting to a base on Mars and participating in a 1-hour project meeting, which was also attended by representatives of an intelligent civilization that lives in cities under the surface of Mars. The other whistleblower, lawyer Andrew D. Barciago, is a former child participant in a secret time travel project launched by the US Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, DARPA. In a 6-hour interview released on August 31st, 2009, Mr. Barciago related his experiences in DARPA's Project Pegasus during the period 1969 to 1972 and described probes to past and future events that he took via teleportation and chronovision during the early days of the time-space exploration by the US government. He, Mr. Barciago, confirms that the United States has been teleporting individuals to Mars for decades and recounts the awe-inspiring and terrifying trips that he took to Mars in 1981. After he was tapped to go there because he had teleported as a child participant in Project Pegasus. Mr. Barciago has also publicly confirmed that in 1970, in the company of his late father, Raymond F. Barciago, an engineer for the Ralph M. Parsons Company who worked on classified aerospace projects, he met 3 Martian astronauts at the Curtiss Wright Aeronautical Company facility in Woodridge, New Jersey, while the Martians were there on a liaison mission to Earth and meeting with US defense technical personnel. Whistleblower Arthur Newman and bases on Mars. Arthur Newman's verification of the existence of bases on Mars and of having personally been to Mars occurred at the end of Command Sergeant Major USAF retired Robert Dean's presentation at the European Exopolitics Summit and can be seen beginning at 54 minutes into the presentation. I've posted the link to Bob Dean's video on my website, endtimes23.com. There's a live link to my website near the end of this video. During his presentation, Robert Dean showed satellite images of an apparent city under the surface of Mars, as well as an apparent base on the surface of Mars. The July 26, 2009 Future Talk interview, during which Mr. Newman spoke about the details of his teleportation to Mars for a 1-hour project meeting on Mars attended by Martian humanoids, was conducted by Bill Ryan and Kerry Cassidy of Project Camelot, with the participation of Robert Dean and Alfred Libramont Weber. This final report originates from ZetaTalk.com, the Zeta Talk newsletter, issue 436, that was posted on the 8th of February 2015, titled Nemesis Revived. Beyond gradual disclosure on the alien presence, we are also finding the media returning to the issue of a gravity pull out beyond Pluto. This was of course the old NEMESIS discussion in the early 1980s, which stopped abruptly when NASA and the JPL went looking for Planet X with an IRAS balloon high in the atmosphere and found it. This hit the front page of the Washington Post on December the 31st, 1983, and was thereafter promptly debunked. Planet X, as discussed within Zeta Talk, and NIBIRU are of course one and the same, as this travelling planet is known by many names: the Lord, the Destroyer, the Red Star, Wormwood, etc. December the 31st, 1983, mystery heavenly body discovered. A heavenly body possibly as large as the planet Jupiter and possibly so close to the Earth that it would be part of this solar system has been found in the direction of the constellation of Orion by an orbiting telescope aboard the US infrared astronomical satellite. So mysterious is the object that astronomers do not know if it is a planet, a giant comet, a nearby protostar that never got hot enough to become a star, a distant galaxy so young that it is still in the process of forming its first stars, or a galaxy so shrouded in dust that none of the light cast by its stars ever get through. The mysterious body was seen twice by the infrared satellite as it scanned the northern sky from last January to November, when the satellite ran out of the super cold helium that allowed its telescope to see the coldest bodies in the heavens. The second observation took place 6 months after the first and suggested the mysterious body had not moved from its spot in the sky near the western edge of the constellation Orion in that time. Periodically, the argument that there is some gravity presence out in the direction of the constellation of Orion re-emerges, as noted in these newsletters in 2010 and 2012. Earth under attack by dark star, that was posted on March the 12th, 2010 by thesun.co.uk. Now NASA boffins believe they will be able to find NEMESIS using a new heat-seeking telescope that began scanning the skies in January. Zeta Talk comment, the 13th of the 3rd, 2010. Seeing the losing battle over what is appearing on the Soho and stereo image of the past year, they have started a backwater campaign, hoping their version of events will catch on and become viral on the internet. Their wise probe discovered a rogue planet visible at a distance only in the infrared spectrum, and now it is approaching Earth. Expect this version of events to emerge just ahead of the time when man can see the Planet X complex in the skies themselves, daily unassisted by a probe. Astronomer insists there is a Planet X 4 times the size of Earth lurking at the edges of our solar system. That was posted on May the 23rd, 2012 by the dailymail.co.uk. The evidence for Planet X, the mysterious hypothesized planet on the edge of our solar system, has taken a new turn thanks to the mathematics of a noted astronomer, an astronomer at the National Observatory of Brazil in Rio de Janeiro, says the irregular orbits of small icy bodies beyond Neptune imply that a planet 4 times the size of Earth is swirling around our Sun in the fringes of the solar system. Zeta Talk explanation, the 6th of the 2nd, 2012. What if a body were visible for months or years, so the public became restless and rebellious while frantically ridiculing Nancy and ourselves? They had their cover-up minions purport that Planet X was out past Jupiter and spread rumours of spots that Google Sky would not display. All the while, of course, Planet X and its moon swirls were showing up on Soho and stereo images seen naked eye. Of course, NIBIRU arrived in 2003 in the spot and at the time predicted by the Zetas some 7 years earlier. But how is the establishment to just leap into the topic by announcing that it has been near the sun since 2003, gradually educating the public? A creeping disclosure is apparent. Now in 2015, the argument is back again, but this time with a twist. Zeta Talk and Nancy Leader are also on the popular Inquisitor site. Thus, in addition to reviving the old NEMESIS arguments, they are doing their part to introduce Zeta Talk and Nancy Leader to the world. At least 2 more planets may exist beyond Pluto. Posted on January the 16th, 2015 by news.discovery.com. At least 2 more planets may exist beyond Pluto. January the 16th, 2015. A new study suggests that at least 2 more planets are circulating the Sun far beyond Pluto's orbit. The analysis is based on calculations of bodies located well past Neptune, regions of space that include the Kuiper belt, the scattered disk and Oort cloud, instead of randomly flying through space. 12 of these so-called extreme trans-Neptunian objects, ETNOs, show some unexpected symmetry. The study was based on calculations of the gravitational influences a large object would have on smaller, distant bodies. The research is published in the monthly notices of the Royal Astronomical Society. Has science just admitted Planet X NIBIRU exists? Believers say full NIBIRU disclosure is coming. The visibility of NIBIRU, aka Planet X, in the skies, seen naked eye by the public and with clarity when a filter for light in the red spectrum is used, and even appearing on Soho images, should leave no doubt, but the matter is still denied in official circles. Even the high drama, an undeniable proof of NIBIRU's arrival into the inner solar system in 2003, has been suppressed. Is this not news? Since the advent of the Council of Worlds going to war with the cover-up, this issue has returned, and those in the establishments are concerned about how to ease the public into the subject. New data dredging up old arguments is an obvious route. This will inevitably land the public new on this subject at the Zeta Talk website. Zeta Talk became internationally known and famous even before the 2003 arrival of NIBIRU, right on time and at the location promised by ourselves. Zeta Talk had the ring of truth, was able to predict with accuracy, and was unique in giving people the ability to interact with ourselves via conversations with Nancy. Thus, Obama saw this as an opportunity to not only break the cover-up over the pending passage of NIBIRU, but to also break the cover-up over the alien presence. Or was it Nancy who provided those coordinates on where to site the inbound NIBIRU? Okay, my friends, you're all invited to join this channel by subscribing to End Times 23, which is a totally free subscription service. You're also invited to add me as a friend on Facebook and follow me on Twitter. If you'd like to drop me a line on my blog, by all means do so, or if you'd like to join one of my circles on Google+, the links are under this video. All this week's news links can be found on my website, endtimes23.com. There's a live link near the end of this video. Well, that's your lot for this month's broadcast, my friends. I'll be back with you in a month's time. So until then, this is your informer signing off, friends. I'll see you on the flip side. over the rover and what appears to be him fixing it. This image gives credence to the NASA whistleblower who reported viewing humans on the Martian surface in a live feed in the 70s that I reported on a few weeks back. I'll post the link to this image and a report on this image that appeared in the Daily Mail, dailymail.co.uk, Mail Online, on the 25th of January 2015, titled Life on Mars. Conspiracy theorists go nuts over new NASA photo showing workmen fixing space rover on the red planet. This, I believe, is convincing evidence that the US, with their partners, the Russians, Canadians, the United Kingdom, it's This is Informer News, your voice of the people. Timeline is Sunday, the 1st of March 2015. Welcome along, my friends, to this special report brought to you by Informer News. Coming up in this month's broadcast, more outstanding evidence that humans are on planet Mars as NASA posts shadowed image of a human fixing the Mars rover. Italy, Austria and Australia have a base on Mars and are involved together in a secret space program named Solar Warden. They possess very advanced anti-gravity flying saucer spacecrafts and have bases on up to 6 planets in our solar system as well as the lunar surface. These crafts can travel the speed of light and have been outside of our solar system. There are many scientists and other workers on the red planet that do interact with an advanced Martian civilization that are small people compared to the giant humans. The US and her partners have been terraforming Mars for decades to make this planet less hostile and more compatible to human life. They now curiosity. Also, many whistleblowers reveal the US has bases on Mars, plus also that there is an advanced Martian civilization on the red planet. And NEMESIS, has the gradual disclosure begun, as even the mainstream news media reports on this highly classified subject. Okay, into this month's news. This first report confirms mounting evidence that the US is on planet Mars and I believe has been for decades. This image was taken by Navcam on board NASA's Mars rover Curiosity on Sol 50 on the 26th of September 2012 at 13:59:04 UTC, showing a shadowed image of a human leaning of cities above as well as below the Martian surface, and there are also images of trees growing on the surface of the red planet. The water, which does flow in parts, is mostly trapped below the Martian surface. The US also has jump room technology which enables a human to transport to Mars in a very short period of time. Some reports claim President Obama was seen on the Martian surface in the early 80s. This following report regarding Solar Warden was posted on huffingtonpost.co.uk in 2012, titled Solar Warden, the Secret Space Program by Darren Perks. Since approximately 1980,